Okay, hello CAC. Welcome to our first week of CAC fitness program, or a more creative name if we come up with that to be determined. Our first workout this week, I think I'm just going to try and get out one this week, still figuring out how I want to get the content to you. And then I'm still deciding whether or not I should film the whole workout, like me doing it, or just film how to do each exercise correctly and give you tips for adjusting it and making it, giving you options in case you can't do the full exercise, and then doing the workout with you live at a later point. So still trying to figure that out. For this week, I think I'm just going to explain the workout to you in this video and go over all of the moves so you know exactly what equipment you need and how to do each move. And then if you want to do it on your own, great. If we want to do it together sometime throughout the week, I'll see if I can make that happen this week. So I'll get right into the workout. The workout has three different blocks, three different components to it. The first one is going to be alternating upper body and core. So you're going to have three movements, an arm movement, a core movement, and then another arm movement. And we're going to do that block of three movements 3 times. The second block is going to be a combination of core exercises and then a little cardio exercise to try and get our heart rate up. And then again, we're going to do those 3 exercises 3 times through. And then the last one is going to be a lower body block. So we'll have a combination of lower body exercises and then core exercises as well. Total, it should be about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how quickly you get through the reps. Take breaks as needed. It's not super intense. It's just kind of to get us used to this format and so you guys are comfortable doing these exercises. But I will ask that while you're doing the reps, so for example, we have pretty much 10 reps for each exercise. Try not to take a break while you're doing those 10. Take a break after you're doing the 10. So take a break in between exercises, not while you're doing the full exercises. There's only 10. That's the highest rep that we'll get to today. So you should be able to make it through the full rep count. Most of the exercises are body weight, so you don't need any equipment. Except for the arm exercises. So I have dumbbells at home. I don't know how many of you have dumbbells, but a really good substitute is a bottle of wine or alcohol, or just a water bottle filled with water. And if I know my coworkers, I know you guys all have at least one bottle of wine at your house. So definitely pull that out. If you have 2, great. You can also do it with just one bottle and alternate your arms. So I'll be using my bottle of Ciroc. I don't have wine, but so you guys can see what it would look like. But if you're able to get dumbbells, I recommend it. It just gets your strength a little bit. You work on your strength a lot quicker than if you just do body weight exercises. So if you're interested in getting a little bit more toned instead of just burning calories, I do recommend getting weights if you are able to. Otherwise, bottle or water will work for today's workout. If you have an exercise mat, you can use that, especially if you're on hardwood. That will help your back. And then you can wear shoes if you want. You actually don't have to. For a lot of just body weight exercises, if you actually don't wear shoes, it helps you with your stability a little bit more. So your calves and your ankles work a little bit more to keep you stable. So you actually get a little bit more workout if you're not wearing shoes when you're doing floor exercises. But if you want to wear shoes, if you're more comfortable with that, you can. I'm wearing shoes today, so that's up to you. All right, so we'll get into the first block. So the first block, again, it has 3 movements. It's going to be 2 arm movements with a core movement in between. The first arm movement is going to be bicep curls. So you're going to grab your weight or water bottle in your hand and just curl up to work the biceps. When you do this, you don't want to be swinging your body back and forth. That means you're just using the momentum of your body to get the weight up. So you really want to make sure you're stable and only your arm is moving. If you can, keep your core tight as if you're doing a sit-up while you're doing the movement. That's also a tip for just any movement at all. If you keep your core tight, it keeps your body more stable and it makes the move more concentrated to the muscles that you're working. And then you also get a little bit of core workout as well, even if you're doing exercises like a bicep curl. So keep your core tight. You're doing your bicep curls. You want to make sure you don't lift all the way up, because at this point the gravity is doing all the weight and that's just kind of holding it there. So you do want to stop kind of when you're right here and go down all the way down. If you bring it all the way down, you also work a little bit up the triceps. So up and down. If you have 2 bottles, great. If not, you can just do 1 at a time. For that, the rep count is 10 total. So if you're alternating, if you're doing 1 arm at a time, 10 on the right and 10 on the left. If you're doing them both, 10 total. So that's the first exercise. The second exercise is a core movement, which I'll show you later. I'm gonna have to bring down my iPad, so I'll skip to the third exercise. That one is going to be a shoulder press. So again, you're gonna keep your weight in hand. You're gonna start with your elbows at 90 degrees and you're gonna push up and down. So this is gonna work your shoulder muscles. You're gonna wanna make sure you're keeping both arms up the whole time. The rep is 10 for this one as well. If you only have one weight, you can do 10 on the right and then 10 on the left, otherwise 10 total. So for this one especially, try not to bring your arms down. Try to do all 10 with your arms up. So those are the 2 arm movements. And then the second movement, which goes in between them, is our leg lifts. So you're gonna go down on the floor. You're gonna lay down, put your hands on the sides of your butt, try not to put them under, and you're just gonna lift your legs up to 90 degrees and back down. Up 90 degrees and then back down. When you're bringing them down, make sure you're bringing them down slowly, just so that you're not using the momentum and the gravity to bring your legs all the way down. That way you're really using your abs. An option for this one, if you can't do that full movement, is to keep your legs bent and your legs and your feet on the ground, and just bring your legs up like this, bent, tap down, and bring them up, and tap down. Again, even for that one, on your way down, you want to be going really slow so that you're getting the full workout in your abs. Both of those, the full movement or with the legs bent, will be working your lower abs, and those are the toughest ones to get. So that's a really good exercise. So that completes the first block. You're gonna do 10 bicep curls, 10 leg lifts, and then 10 shoulder presses 3 times through. And then that completes the first block. The second block, we are going to be doing abs and cardio. So for this one, we're gonna have two ab movements and then a cardio exercise in between. The first core movement is a sprinter sit-up. So you're gonna be laying down. Your hands are gonna be above your head, and you're gonna bring your body up and tap your toes and go back down. Tap your toes and go back down. If you're able to not put your feet all the way down when you bring them down at the end, that's kind of the challenge option. If you have really good core strength, try and keep your legs above the ground for the full 10 reps. If not, you can put them down. If you need an option, you can also just keep your legs on the ground the full time and just bring yourself up with your upper body and tap your toes and just keep them on the ground the whole time. So you're gonna be doing 10 of those. And then the second core movement is going to be a side toe tap. So this is gonna work your obliques and your side abs and your love handles, if that's something you are interested in working. So you're gonna keep your legs on the ground. You're gonna be laying back, but you're gonna have your head, neck, and shoulders up. So you're gonna be in a crunched position. So you're gonna be up like this. Make sure your back is not touching the ground. And you're gonna reach and tap the side of your foot with your right and then left. Right and then left. You wanna make sure your feet aren't so close to your butt, because then you're not reaching as far. So you do wanna kind of leave them out a little bit, so you have more ways to go before you reach them, and that's really going to work your obliques. So that is the third exercise in this block. So you're going to do 10 sprinter sit-ups, and then the second exercise, which is the cardio exercise, is going to be a burpee. So I know this is kind of a notorious exercise. It's not everyone's favorite, but it does get your heart rate up. So it does serve as a little cardio exercise for us that can't be outside or can't go running. This is a good way to do that while you're in your home. So there are a bunch of different options for burpees. The typical one is a squat, put your hands down, you jump back, you do a push-up, you jump back up, and you jump up. You don't have to do the full burpee for this workout. We're really just gonna focus on the squat, put your hands on the ground, push back. We don't need to do the push-up because we already worked our arms before. Jump back, make sure your feet land outside of your arms, and then you're gonna jump back up. If you want options, you can squat down. You can walk it back so you don't have to jump back. So one leg at a time, you can walk it back up, and then you can stand up. You don't necessarily need to jump if you don't want to. So that's the burpee. I'm getting out of breath just showing you how to do it. So it does get your heart rate up. So that concludes the second block. So the second block, you're gonna do the full push-up, sit-up, for 10 reps. You're gonna do 10 burpees, and then you're gonna do the side taps. That's gonna be 20 total. So you're gonna end up doing 10 on the right, 10 on the left, but you'll alternate those. You don't need to do all 10 on one side. So 10 sit-ups, 10 burpees, and then 20 total side taps. And then 3 times through, and that finishes your second block. Then your third block, we're gonna go into lower body and one core exercise in between. While I'm down here, I'll show you the core exercise, and then I'll stand up and do the lower body exercises. The core exercise is gonna be a Spiderman Plank. So this is another one that's gonna work your side abs. So you're gonna be in a plank position. Shoulders, your wrists are shoulder length apart, and make sure your shoulders are stacked against or on top of your wrist. You don't want to be up here or back here. You want to make sure you form a perfect 90-degree angle. Once you're up in a plank, you're gonna alternate, bringing your left knee to your left elbow and back down, and then your right knee to your right elbow and back down. If you want a challenge for this one, you can actually go down on your elbows and do that. If you want an option, you can go down on your knees and then bring your knee to your elbows accordingly, but staying on your knees the whole time. For those, you want to make sure your hips are down and your body is straight. You don't want to keep them up here, and you don't want them to sag down. So make sure you're one straight line. And for that, it's super, super important to keep your core tight the whole way through. It is a core movement, so those will be working the whole time. For that, it's 10 total, so 5 on the right, 5 on the left. If you need a break, if you want, you can do 5 on the right, put your knees down, take a little bit of break, and do 5 on the left. If not, you can alternate, 10 total for that. So that's your core little exercise for that third block. And then the 2 lower body exercises in the third block. The first one is going to be just a body weight squat. So I'm sure most of us have done this before. So you're just going to squat down. What's super important for this exercise to make sure you're doing it right is that your knees never go past your feet. Let me bring this down a little bit so you can see my full body. So if you can see you can see a little bit better. No, not really. But anyway, you're squatting down so your knees never go in front of your toes. You really think of it as if you're sitting back down into a chair. So your butt goes back, your knees, basically, like, these are your feet, this is your knees. Your knees do not go in front of your feet. So you're sitting back and squatting back. Again, just think of it as if you're sitting into a chair, your knees never go in front of your toes. So that's how you do a proper squat. We're going to be doing 10 of those, so 10 squats, then the 10 Superman planks, and then the last one, it's 10 reverse lunges. So you're going to be standing and you're going to step back and do a lunge. You're going to do 10 total, so it's going to be 5 on the right, 5 on the left. For the lunges, same rules apply as the squats. When you lunge backward, like if you're bringing your right foot back, your front foot, so your left leg at that point, your knee never goes past your toes. So make sure your knee stays behind your toes. So again, you're going back and squatting backwards. Your body is not leaning forward. You're kind of staying back and straight. So you're going to be doing 10 total, 5 with your back leg back and 5 with your left leg back. You have the option if you want to do all 5 on the right leg and then all 5 on the left leg, or if you want to alternate the two. And that concludes the last and final block. So again, the last 3 exercises, you're going to be doing 10 squats, 10 Spiderman planks, and then 10 reverse lunges. And you're doing those 3, that group of 3 times through, and then you're all done. So I'll just recap the whole workout for you. So the first block, whoa, getting crazy over here. Okay, the first block is going to focus on upper body with a core exercise in between. So the first exercise, bicep curls. The second exercise is the leg lifts. And then the third exercise, shoulder press. You're doing 10 each of all 3 of those exercises 3 times through. The second block is going to be your core and cardio block. So the first exercise is the sprinter sit-up, where you're sprinting, bringing your whole body, arms and legs up. If you need the option for that, you keep your legs on the floor and you're just doing a traditional sit-up. 10 of those, then you're doing your 10 burpees, and then your taps, you're going to do 10 of those. I think I said 5 burpees before. We can just 5 burpees, especially because it's our first time doing that one. If you're feeling up for it and feeling great, you can do all 10 burpees. And then the side toe taps, that's 20 total. And then the third, so the sit-ups, burpees, and side taps, you're going to do those 3 times through. And then the last block is your lower body with the core exercise. So that's going to be your squats, 10 squats, 10 Spiderman plank, and then 10 reverse lunges, and then do that 3 times through. So that's the workout. I hope you all enjoy it. Stay tuned to see if we'll do this one live. For this one, the only weight you need is your water bottle or bottle of wine or dumbbells if you have them. Everything else is body weight. Again, get your mat set up. That's it. One note for the bottle. Again, I'm pretty sure you guys all have a bottle of wine at home, but if you don't, go out and buy one if you don't want to buy dumbbells. But even if you are using a bottle that you have at home, I recommend putting aside a bottle if you plan to use your bottle for these workouts as your weight option. I was just thinking of this idea, which I think is super cool. Just take your alcohol and kind of designate it for your workout bottle of wine for this whole experience, this whole time that we are working remote. And then once we are back in person, socializing, everything's back to normal, you're able to go out and go to the gym and use real dumbbells at a real gym. that's the time that you can open that bottle of wine and just kind of celebrate this whole journey, what you've been through. That's going to be a really good day. So if you use the same bottle of wine throughout this whole time and experience, it's going to kind of represent all the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it and all the workouts that you completed. So I think that'd be really cool. I have this bottle of wine or bottle of alcohol to keep for when I can go out and celebrate with my friends. So I'm just gonna kind of keep it there as a symbol for something that I'm looking forward to. So if you all want to participate in that as well, I recommend it, especially if you're gonna be using that bottle for your exercises. It just gives a little bit more meaning, and it is a symbol of your physical work, not just mental work that you put in to get through this weird time. So yeah, that's another little tip and challenge kind of thing that I will leave you guys with. I hope you like this workout. I guess I'll get the feedback on what worked and what didn't work for you guys. If you have any questions on the exercises, and if I didn't explain it right, or if the video was weird angles, this is my first time, so I will get better at this, I promise. Let me know so I can fix it for future videos. But yeah, thank you for being a part of this with me, and I can't wait to see what you guys think. Okay, bye everyone.